It is past midnight. The room is dark and quiet. Your body is tired, and yet there it is again. A conversation from earlier today, maybe from 3 days ago, maybe from a year back, playing in your head like a loop you never asked to start. You are editing it, replaying it, rewriting what you should have said, analyzing what they actually meant. And the strange part is, you were completely fine during the day. It is only now, in the silence, that your brain decides to hold court. This is not a random quirk. There is a precise psychological reason why your mind does this specifically at night, and once you understand it, the whole pattern starts to make a different kind of sense. During the day, your brain is busy. Meetings, tasks, decisions, distractions. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for executive thinking and emotional regulation, is running at full capacity, managing everything in front of you. But the moment external demands stop, the moment the phone goes down and the lights go off, something shifts. The brain does not simply power down, it actually becomes more internally active. Neuroscientists call this the default mode network, a system of brain regions that switches on when you stop focusing on the outside world and turns attention inward. Think of it as your brain's background processing system, and one of its primary functions is reviewing unresolved social and emotional experiences. In simple terms, your brain was holding those conversations in a queue all day. Night is when it finally processes them. Not every conversation gets replayed, only specific ones do, and the pattern is not random. The conversations your brain returns to are almost always ones where something felt unresolved. An ambiguous comment you could not quite read, a moment where you said something and immediately wondered how it landed, a situation where the outcome felt uncertain, or where your sense of social standing felt even slightly at risk. Psychologists describe this through the lens of the Zeigarnik Effect, a well-documented phenomenon where the brain holds on to incomplete or unresolved tasks far more persistently than completed ones. Your mind is not torturing you, it is attempting to finish something it perceives as unfinished. The replay is not pointless rumination, it is the brain's attempt to find closure on an open loop. There is another layer beneath this, and it involves the amygdala, the brain's emotional memory center. The amygdala does not distinguish between a genuine threat and a social one. A conversation where you felt judged, misunderstood, or caught off guard registers in a similar emotional register as a physical threat. And the amygdala's job is to make sure you do not walk into that situation unprepared again. So, it replays the scene. It runs simulations. It tests different versions of what you could have said. Not because you are weak or neurotic, but because your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It is trying to protect you. Now, pause here for just a moment. Think about the last conversation you replayed. Was there a moment in it where you felt even slightly exposed, misread, or uncertain about how you came across? Almost certainly, yes. That feeling is the trigger. That is what opened the loop. Research consistently shows that this pattern is significantly more common in people with higher levels of social awareness and emotional sensitivity. In other words, the people whose brains replay conversations most intensely are often the same people who are most attuned to social nuance, most aware of how others feel, most invested in the quality of their relationships. There is a quiet irony here. The very trait that makes someone thoughtful, perceptive, and deeply considerate is the same trait that keeps them awake at night, reviewing a 3-sentence exchange from Tuesday afternoon. The brain that cares most about connection is the brain that monitors it most carefully, even in the dark, even when everyone else has long since moved on. So why can you not stop replaying conversations at night? Because your brain is not broken. It is doing 3 things simultaneously: processing unresolved social experiences through the default mode network, attempting to close open loops through the Zeigarnik Effect, and running protective simulations through the amygdala. It is not weakness. It is not overthinking for the sake of it. It is a highly active, deeply social brain doing its job in the only quiet window it gets. The conversations that replay are not random. They are the ones that mattered enough to your brain to be worth revisiting. And that, quietly, says something important about the kind of person you are. A mind that replays is a mind that cares. The two have never been separate.